There is greatness in you. There is leadership in you. There is talent, wisdom, creativity in you. Don't overlook yourself. Don't discount who you are, thinking everyone else is no talented. They can deliver us from this army. They can get me out. They can go further. No, God has destined you to do something awesome. He's destined you to leave your mark.
I want you to understand little things matter. And until you understand that little things matter, you will never be able to fulfill your destiny. Great people do little things with excellence. Great people do little things with excellence. They understand how important it is to do normal things. In fact, it is a sure sign that you're going to end up in a great place when you give great detail to little things. When something little goes wrong and it bothers you. When you want to make sure that everything is right, even though you don't have a title and you don't have a position and you don't have recognition and you don't have prestige, but you have a standard to which you hold yourself to. It's not about them. It's about a standard you hold yourself to, and the standard is a standard of excellence. Excellence doesn't start when the lights come on. Excellence doesn't start when the crowd gathers. Excellence doesn't come when everybody's watching. Excellence is nurtured in mediocrity, in ordinary days, when you begin to appreciate the power of the words before it. I don't know who I'm talking to out there, but God is grooming you for greatness. I know it doesn't look great right now. Your wallet doesn't look great right now. Your house doesn't look great right now. Your car doesn't look great right now. Your situation doesn't look great right now. People push past you trying to get to great people, but God is grooming you for greatness. If you cannot manage the little things, you'll never be able to manage the big things. If the little things overwhelm you, if you complain and collapse about little things, you'll never be ready for the greater things that God is about to do in your life. In spite of how small it looks right now, it's bigger than you think. In spite of how small you look right now, it's bigger than you think. That's why you got to rejoice when you've been afflicted. Rejoice when you've been up under attack. Rejoice when all hell has broken loose in your life, because God's got you in training camp. Oh, you're in the boot camp of greatness because you're bigger than you think and you don't even know it. God is telling you, I'm getting ready to blow your mind. Shatter the way you think. Shatter your perspectives and your attitude. Shatter how you define greatness. Shatter how you define responsibility. Shatter what you call pressure. I'm exposing you to pressure because I'm building up your tolerance, because where I'm getting ready to take you, what was precious is going to become your normal. And I got to recalibrate you and train the way you think. And just because it starts out small does not mean that it ends up small. That's why the Bible said, despise not the day of small beginnings. Because whenever God's getting ready to do great things in your life, He tests you on small things. I said He tests you on small things. Until you are faithful over a few, you can't be faithful over many, because you're holding out for the big thing. And when the big thing comes, you're going to be amazing. Until then, you're just lazy and slowful and laid back and taking it easy. And you don't understand it is how you handle the little things that determines what's coming next in your life. Get your head right. Today is an opportunity for you to get your head right.
Don't let neglect destroy your days, destroy your life, and destroy your future. Go back and do what you can. And if you'll do what you can, then life will give you some extraordinary things to do. We all pity the man, right? Wants to stride out of his house, go straighten out the corporation, has not yet straightened out his garage. You've got to take care of the small disciplines before life will give you a chance to handle the more complicated disciplines. You start first with the smallest of disciplines, and do not neglect them and do not disregard them as being trifling. Everything matters. Everything's important. All disciplines affect each other. In fact, here's a good philosophical phrase. If you hadn't thought of it before, here it is. Everything affects everything else. It's so easy to be casual and say, well, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. I'm telling you, everything matters. Of course, some things matter more than others, but there isn't anything that doesn't matter. Go for the disciplines, the smallest of disciplines, the least of disciplines. Like keeping your accounts in order, the smallest of disciplines. Did you ever hear this expression? I don't know where it all goes. Did you ever hear that? But here's the key. One of the greatest extraordinary phrases that's ever been written from antiquity says, if you'll be faithful, if you'll be disciplined when the amounts are small, we'll make you a ruler, give you a position of authority when the amounts are many. Take care of your disciplines when the amounts are small, and then life will see to it that you get some extraordinary numbers to work with. Do not disregard the smallest of disciplines. Let us not neglect, do not neglect the smallest of disciplines, and build on that foundation, and you can have everything you could possibly want.
Today, people ignore the performance of little things waiting on the next big thing. But the next big thing is a little thing. That's why you're not ready to be great until you think everything is important. Until everything matters to you. The timing has got to be right. For generations to generations to generations, God has been setting things up. I don't know who I'm talking to, but you're about to walk into something that God has been setting up for a long time. Just showing up for the battle is half the battle. Just showing up, just being in your place, just being where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there is half the battle. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to have all the solutions. You don't have to have the favor of the army. You don't have to have the support of your brethren. Just show up. Providence makes sense out of the nonsensical things in life. Even when it doesn't make sense, you got to trust that my providence is stitching something together that your great-great-great-great-grandchildren are going to benefit from. I don't know whether you can handle that, but over time you will see that I never lost control of your life for a moment.
If you want to be successful and you want to be happy, those are the two things that's common amongst most people. You're looking at a person who was neither one of those for a long period in my life, man. There's a lot of pain in my life. No more than nobody else. I just had a lot. But I learned along the way, everything that's happening to you is God is processing you. Every difficult moment you're having, He just processing you. That's all He's doing. Everything you're going through is preparing you for what you ask God for. And if you need to be tough when you get to where you're going, then He gonna toughen you. If you got to be more caring along the way, He gonna let you have some trials come your way that's gonna have to produce that in you. What happened in my life was getting where I've gotten to today and where I'm even headed to, I had to be tough. So He toughened me along the way. I had to learn how to appreciate a lot, so He took everything. To really understand the value of money, I had none. To just appreciate simple things, what I'm going to eat today, where I'm going to wash up at, where I'm going to bathe. He sent me through a trial of being homeless for 3 years. I lived in a car for 3 years. All of that I was going through, that I was tripping with, that I did not appreciate or understand, I understand it now, because I'm on the other side of them troubles. And I understand what all them troubles was for. And even though I did not understand or appreciate the route He took me on, it was the route I had to go on. See, the route you're on right now is the route you got to take. And it's very uniquely yours. This thing you're going through, this just uniquely yours. You just got to understand you ain't the only one. You ain't the only one going through it. Now, in the order that it's going to happen, it's just yours. See, God made us very different. This God we got, God is amazing. He created you so individually. Do you know that it's close to 8 billion people on earth now? Do you know how many billions of people have died? Do you know that if you dig up all them people that have died and all the people that are presently here and every last one of them that He gonna make in the future, not one of you have the same fingerprint? Who do that? Who could possibly be so precise in his infinite wisdom that he created you so uniquely that ain't no two people got the same fingerprint. That's crazy, man.
If you're going to make it, you've got to be willing to be the outlier, the weird one. Forget about fitting in. Forget about socializing with everyone. You need to stand out. When people don't understand you, you're doing it right.
Every single day when you wake up, you got two options. You can look at the clock and hit the snooze. You can look at that snooze button, boom. You can hit the snooze button and go back to bed and dream about what you want to have. Or you can look at that snooze button, kick that clock, and get up and go pursue your dreams.
It's time to stay focused, man.
It is time. It is time to go from mediocre to meteoric.
It's time to decide clubs, partying, trying to fit in and socialize, rub elbows with everybody so people can stop calling you weird. Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you not clubbing like every time I text you and invite you to go do something fun and cool, you always studying? Because I'm trying to get it. The more weird you are is a reflection of how committed you are to focusing on your molding and shaping and developing your ideas and your craft so that when it's time for you to make your rounds, you're going to fly.
Greatness will cost you something. It's going to cost you some time. It's going to cost you some energy. It's going to cost you some sacrifice. It's going to cost you some resources. It's going to cost you some hours of your life laying down, paying the price, going the extra mile, doing what other people are not willing to do. Greatness is not cheap. Greatness always costs more. That's why there's not many people who achieve greatness. They're not willing to pay the price.
Every decision you make, the decisions you make on Monday, the decisions you make on Tuesday, the decisions you make on Wednesday, if you decide to hit the snooze button, what you're doing is you're 10 minutes away from your goal now. You just went backwards. So whatever your goals are, whatever your dreams are, whatever your destiny is, your decisions have to be in alignment with them. Now, if you want to be broke for the rest of your life, keep doing what you're doing. But if you want something different in life, you got to do something different.
Weakness haunts us all. The times we could have done more. They eat at your self-esteem. They rob you of your self-respect. They diminish your belief in your potential. The true art of a full life is to minimize those moments when your weak thoughts win the battle and maximize your ability to rise and grind.
You're writing exactly what you wanted. Because every day, you've had choices to make. You're responsible and credible for every single choice. You've made the choices.
And the reason why some of you are not where you're supposed to be, you're giving yourself an option. You're giving yourself an out. You're giving yourself an excuse. But you have what it takes to do it. And the problem with some of you in this room, you don't have no drive. You ain't got nothing pushing you. You have no reason. You gotta find one before you get out of here today. And what I need you to do for me is why are you here? And then take ownership of why you're here. So you control you.
Look, I love to sugarcoat this thing for you. I love to tell you, look, you can go out here and get rich, do a couple of things, man. You gotta get real doggish. You gotta get downright funky if you want to make it.
Most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it badder than you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, rise and grind. If you want to have it, get your butt up and make it happen. And sometimes if you're going to be successful, it's not how smart you are. It's not how strong you are. It's how much you can outlast stuff. You wake up early to people. You stay late to people. You stay humble. You work harder than anyone when no one's there. I guarantee someone that feels bad about themselves soon will label you as he's built different. He's built different should be your label because people feel bad about themselves.
While they was golfing, I was studying. While they was shooting hoops, I was studying. While they was playing games and sitting up and eating and joking in the restaurant, I was studying.
While they go party, you grind. While they go spend their money, you go make it. While they criticize and make fun of you, you work endlessly to shut them up with your results. Don't kill them with kindness. Torture them with success. The best revenge is massive success.
You can't get out of something that you're not willing to put into it. You have to put your everything, your mind, your energy, your effort, your discipline. Nothing is going to jump out the fire. If you don't throw something in there, it's not going to happen.
You got to begin with the end in mind. So whatever your dream or your goal is, you got to wake up every day to it. You got to go to bed with it. You got to read stuff. The music you listen to, everything you do, got to fall into that dream. You got to stay focused on your dream. Don't allow anyone to pull you off the game plan. If you really want to set some goals and you're willing to do what it takes and sacrifice to put yourself around there and not worry about what everybody else is going to say, not worry about hurting feelings, you're guaranteed success in whatever you do.
you.